added 4 by total confidence in the candidate, the party itself, and they ask him total confidence in the candidate. The third one is and they ask him to organize himself in a way that the structures were involved in the campaign. Every leader of the party got the structures were involved in the campaign. Every leader of the party got involved in this campaign.
Oyo ye mwami Tobert Musinguzi akulira ebyokulonda wano kambaze mu studio ate babatuseeko
when you look at this election, anything but also the incidents that happened as a national resistance movement. What do you think about the incidents that happened this election process this time round? What do you think about them and what do you think about this election process this time round?
Smooth and peaceful. With those few incidents smooth and peaceful. We know as a party that we still have a lot of work to do with the young people. We know as a party that we still have a lot of work to do with the young people. We still have a lot of work to see the results that have been coming. Because we won everywhere in this country, with the exception of we won everywhere in this country, with the exception of now. For some people might not be able to understand. Now, the central region, some people might not be able to understand. People from all over Uganda. The central region is like a magnet. Our GDP, people from all over close to about 60% of the our GDP is produced from the center. About 60% of the country. This brings on board so many from the center to look for jobs, and so this brings on board so many. The population mix in the center can blind you to think that this is a demonstration against the party or the party is not popular. But no, to us we believe these are a reflection of social pressures that these people find in the urban areas. And therefore, their support to the party or lack of it are not ideological. They are just based on the social pressure and the conditions they face at a particular moment. And therefore, if we should focus on fixing this, I am 100% sure, focus at fixing this, I am 100% sure that
what is it about the national resistance message that resonated with the people? What is it about the national resistance message that resonated with the people, that the numbers begin to reflect that? What was that about your message?
You know, when you're a good teacher, the president is always a teacher. Your teaching plan, you know, when you're a good teacher, and when he starts to speak, and you're a good teacher, you learn always very quickly. And when he starts to speak, keeps reminding you of where you know from, because you have reached. He keeps reminding you of where you and how you should go to where you have reached. And so he spoke about and how you should go to where you want to go. And so he spoke about peace and security. And definitely the people of Uganda know that there is no another leader. And definitely the people of Uganda know that there is no another leader better than NRM President can handle the issue of peace and security. Two is better than NRM President development. Two is its social and economic development elements. Its roads, social and economic schools, health centers, roads, electricity, all that, health, which are already there. The development infrastructures, all that. Then now the third is development infrastructures, the people. Then now the third is have peace and security. We have this socio-economic development infrastructure. We have peace and security. We have this socio-economic development infrastructure in place. But the people to benefit from this project. How do we get that? Is why we speak about household income and household poverty, and that's why we speak about every household is productive. To the extent that even when the videos show every household is productive, in this area, the way and when the videos showing around who has done what in this area. Now bringing the wananchi this campaign to understand, bringing the wananchi the water to play, to understand in order to fight poverty. They have a lot. It is not only government. Government will give you that enabling environment. It is not only government. Government will give you that enabling environment to fight poverty. You as an individual. So yeah, this message work to do went round so well, and people received this message. Went round so well, and people received.
I know you must have had a really hectic schedule. I know you must have had Right Honorable Toda, a really hectic schedule. My last question to you, Right Honorable Toda, as you call the mass party, you are the leading party, as you call it, the mass party. Especially how to galvanize the households you're looking at, the individuals, especially got out to ensure that the households you're looking at, the individuals got out of poverty.
That focus at the mass. We are doing this. The mass line means that we concentrate mass line on things that the mass line means that we concentrate on things things that the infrastructure development, things that unite the people, and just to empower them to be productive. Once you have and just empower them to be productive, and once you have, you know what to the market, what you're producing, your relationship with them, you know product to the market relationship. Your relationship with them, religion, not about tribe, but will be about product. It's not about religion, not about tribe, but will be about product. Somebody X is buying my soybean. So it is in my interest that the buyer of my soya buying my soybean is peaceful. So it is in my interest that the buyer of my soybean is peaceful. So that I earn. It has worked out so well. To the extent that when government was industrialization of agents, to the extent that when the government was see the nationalization of agents, I don't know whether you report by sub-region, you could see the sub-regions are protecting products, sub-region by sub-region. And I challenge my people from the north. To me, that was lovely. Uganda is speaking about, and I challenge my people from the north. Toro is speaking about Uganda is speaking about coffee, and Angola is speaking about dairy products. Toro is speaking about tea. Soga is speaking about sugar. Angola is speaking about dairy products. Bosoga is speaking about sugar cane. From Teso up to West Nile, what are we speaking about in the north for the market? From Teso up to West Nile, we have advantage of zero for the market. We need to improve our zero production. This is zero production. We need to improve our zero production. And so Lango sub-region, for example, is producing, and the leaders like the hub of zero. Lango sub-region, for example, is producing, but what is the hub of zero? What is Karoja bring on board? What is Teso bring on board? Yes, fruit is Karoja bring on farming in the state. Yes, fruit factory, farming and all that in Teso. We start zoning this country to product line, and you see how when we start zoning this country to product line.
Right, Honorable, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure having you. That was the right Honorable. Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure having you. That was the right Honorable, especially giving his flowers very general. The master plan has produced, especially giving his flowers that are going to be announced in a few minutes by the chairperson of the results of the electoral commission. Well, if you'll be joining by the chairperson to give us of the electoral commission in a session for tonight about the results. So we'll be leaving it to the last session now. We hand you over to the results, so we'll be leaving it to that. For now, we hand you over to the broadcast house.
For that update, and we hope to hear from you later for that update, and we hope to hear from you later in the day. Now in more news coming in from Bukedea, Ikojo, David Okweda, 68,103 Ikojo, John Bukedea County, Ikojo who only managed to secure 10,400 who only managed to secure 10,000 Parliament 448 votes in years. Bukedea County Parliament total of 82,000 years. Bukedea County had a total of 82,000 where 81,421 were able to vote, while 81,421 were able to 1,722 were rendered invalid. 1,722 here are the updates were rendered invalid. An announcement damaged of here are the updates of the jubilation and an announcement of the result.
Era sigiwuliramu bubi yembeera gye mbadde nsuubira era nja kwebaza mukama olunaku lwaleero n'okusigadala okwebaza banamusiro north okusalawo okulonda omukulembeze manja moses agenda okubaweereza 2026
Mukedia purely NRM dominated. Mukedia purely was NRM dominated.
Busiro North tebadde embeera eyo yonna okuva natandika kalulu kano emyaka 5 emabega badde empeereza abantu era ewaffe sinalabayo kavuyo konna okugyako nga bebadde walala Busiro tebadde nzikakkamu era n'oyo gwe nawanguza talabiseeko kubanga badde bakimanyi nti tebalina kuleera so tebabadde embeera yonna Busiro North yo okutwaliza wamu ebaddeyo n'alemupanga kino ekifo kyajja mu bavuganya waliwo ensobi kubanga waliwo obulwadde bwa covid nti tetwafuna mukisa kuweereza abantu ate twasobola kufuna mukisa gwabulya manifesito yaffe ey'emyaka 5 ate nga yali nnungi n'ekyo kakasa omulundi guno olwokuba manifesito zaffe twagiwulira abantu ate si kyokka mayanja bwangu nabufunako dda kubanga nze nkulembera Kiso disitulikiti mu NRM kyandibadde kiswaza nnyo akulembera constituency 8 ate okugwa constituency emu ya Busiro North bwe mbaza okuva Busiro North nenkulembera Ntebe nenkulembera Kira n'abo abantu bawesige okubakulembera nga NRM
ideology, the issue about giving them transform message ideology, but and also giving them the message. I had to follow giving them, and I also had to follow I had to follow the and I don't think actually follow my own manifesto, my other computers. Those things were not my other manifesto.
Ogusooka takola kola Town Council ogamba nti regular kola olimba alisibona kwebe Town Council twafuna kolas
development as the party they believe in so many other things and development things which they believe in so many other things and unity
tulano kitebe kya district ya Wakiso era ngo okubala obulu kukyagenda mu maaso ndi wano n'omubaka amaze okulangirirwa owa Busiro North Moses Mayanja twagala tubiseeko
erinya Moses Mayanja obubaka omupya owa Busiro North obuwanguzi bwanjabuza kubanga yatujja okwebaza abakulembeze amanya mwezi kusooka ddala tulaba nga tetukolera emirimu ate okuweereza obulamu tegaliyo ebyobulamu biri wansi ekyenjigiriza neŋŋamba kanzije nange ndabe nga nyongera okulaba nga gavumenti eno njambako okutuusa obuweereza obubantu kubanga yo gavumenti yateekawo obuweereza obwo webuli nekyetaaga omuntu ayise mu mbeera bwetyo ategeere nnyo okulaba nga ate ayambako kuyamba abantu bebakiveemu.
Thank you very much. And your name, and this is one of the elders we have. Tell us very much. And your name, and this is one of the elders we have. Tell us, how does it feel to live in a time where politics is
nga bwe nabagambye nti natandika okukolera ewaffe kasudde era mukaaga najalimbasimbawo wa ssentebe wa bwe navaawo nenesimbawo ku disitulikiti efaibiranimu naye sayitamu okujja kati sigamba nti nno konstituensi zaffe zonna zagenda omunaana naye abanawakiso balaba munayeogereza bwange babwetaaga lwaki bampa okulembeze bwenalemukusobola nolwekyo sigamba nti kirwadde kya akisidenti nenzize nga mpeereza ate nga ndaga obukugu n'obusobozi. Omukulembeze akozeeko abantu be baagala baba bamuyaayaanira ne wabawo okuvuganya gavumenti naye abavuganya ate betuweereza kati fe mubuweereza bwaffe tetusosola bonna abavuganya gavumenti abatalina bibiina fena tubaweereza so kino kize lwakuba nti mayanja twali abadde asobola kukola kyekola mu kiseera kino.
And of course, congratulations to the Honorable Okware, and of course, thank you, Jamila. And of course, congratulations to the Honorable Okware. Kedia is also the home district of Kedia, and Kedia is also the home district of the
konstituensi yange abusiro omuntu akimanyi nti mayanja agikoleredde ate nga sikolera nze wabula nkolera olw'enkulaakulana y'ekitundu kyange n'abantu bange. Politics namuyingiramu tafuna mulimu wabula buweereza. Bwe twali tukula twalabanga Dr. Samson Sekaka tukubuulira ne mu byalo bukole ffe tuddeyo ne tukola naye bano mbadde mvuganye nabo bazze buzi kujja kutega bipande so mbadde nga mbategeeza nti kyetaaga n'olwako kyokoze nolaba obusobozi waikulu nolabawutandikira byentandikira ku manifesito yaffe y'NRM nga ssentebe w'NRM West District tulina enteekateeka sookera ddala ku kulaba nga ebyenjigiriza abasomesa baba mu masomero kitegeeza ki tulina okuba nga tuteekayo ennyumba z'abasomesa mu manifesito amalwaliro gana okuba mu ddagala n'abasawo kitegeeza walina okubawo ki ennyumba z'abasawo abantu obutabeera ku mirimu kiva ku mbeera kati ngaffe abali mu kyalo tewali memba gye basula batambula okuva wala kati ne bajja leeti oluusi ne batajja tuleze nkuba bwetonya tebatambula tutafuna buweereza n'ekyo nga omukugu asomesezza abasa kumala emyaka 3 ekyo nkimanyi era njagala kulaba nga manifesito eno etuleetebwa mu nkola. Ekyokulala puroguramu za gavumenti weziri PDM weeri ate n'emyuga weegiri abantu baffe tebabulamu okulaba nga bwe bafuna ssente ezo ate obuweereza bwabwe kubanga ebitundu ebisinga mu kimu tegina amasannyalaze tosobola kufuna ssente n'otandikawo oluvyo nga teri masannyalaze. Njagala kulaba nga amasannyalaze gabula mu bitundu byonna ebya Busolomoni kubanga gavumenti eno erina puroguramu y'okutega amasannyalaze mu ggwanga ate gavumenti eno yeewaayo kulaba nga esikiringa abavubuka. Tulina ekiseera kino kitubadde tuyitamu ng'abaana baffe bagenda kanyumba okufuna sikirini aye ne bakumonera tungeri wala twasabye pulezidenti atutusikirise n'atukiso oba abaana bava mudde nga tebasulayo abeeko bye bakola ate nga okusoma kubanga kyetwagala bwafuna obukugu osobola otandika omulimu ate nagutandika ewaka bwavuba kati nogenda
ono ye Moses Mayanja nga bw'omuwulidde yava kusunsula kati ku kifo ky'omubaka wa Busiro North ate jjukira nti ssente wa NRM wa Wakiso district tukyali wano mu kitebe kya district Wakiso tukyabasulukizaako abalala abakyasunsulwa baze mu studio ne bannange batuseko ate emitundu gy'eggwanga
And welcome back to Jeff Quinnigan live here at Citizen Television on the base tonight. It's the firebrands. They may be backbenchers, but I'm telling you, these MPs are outspoken. Kiaro MP Didi Nyoro is in the house, as is Embakasi East Member of Parliament Babu Owino. Gentlemen, let me start with you, Didi, real quick. Look, why are you so uneasy with your party? Since, it's not too long ago, you were the blue-eyed boy of UDA. Kwani kuliendaje?
Jeff, I think you should ask the party that, because I think it's the party that deviated. Because when we were campaigning and I had a chance even to come here to sell our agenda, I think the party wholesome is the one that has deviated from what we were to do. I've spoken on several things, but the primary ones is about the economy. We told Kenyans that we're not going to borrow the kind of money we are borrowing now, that we'd go slow on borrowing, because for sustainable development, it's not just about spending now, but also about the future of our economy. Also, we were to give education the primacy it deserves. I don't think now that party is doing what we sold to the Kenyan people, and especially when it comes to the funding for in terms of education and holistic things like, for example, what we are doing in terms of dissent. People are having alternative voices, as you have seen, especially with the young people, what has been happening. So I think once you get the representatives of the party, it's good that you pose that question to them, because I still believe in the same things we sold the Kenyan people, and I believe they are the right things to do, whoever is in power.
Are you disappointed then with your party?
I am disappointed, and especially on the same things I've told you about. I am very keen about the economy, because for all the countries that we may admire to be like, all of them, the Asian tigers, the Western countries, what makes the country to be categorized as progressive is how it performs in terms of the economy. And we have not been doing very well. And let me give you just so that you see, and especially between what is sold and what I think we should be doing. Whatever you do economically speaking, the outcomes speak for themselves in terms of the figures. And I'm saying that because I have been seeing that we are investing too much on PR, selling a story, other than just doing the work to speak for itself. The economy of Kenya is growing at 4.9% this year, last year actually of 2025. The figures are still being corroborated, but that is the projection. But if you judge Kenya based on the region, Uganda is growing faster than us. It will grow between 6 and 6.5% in the year 2025. Tanzania is growing faster than us. Rwanda, can you believe this, Jeff? Rwanda in the year 2025 Q3, quarter 3, they grew by double digits, over 10%. And the overall growth of Rwanda will be 7 to probably 9%, as the figures are being corroborated by the various agencies. So I believe that whatever you do in the small bits, you still get betrayed by the figures. Let me also give some figures in terms of Kenya, comparative to Kenya of the past. And let me compare the three regimes that has been there. When President Mwai Kibaki took over in 2003, our GDP in dollar terms was around 19 billion US dollars. But in his first 3 years, let me compare 3 years because we're in our third year, it is now in the third year. The economy went up to 26 billion US dollars, which was a 36% increment in 3 years. When President Uhuru took over in the year 2013, the economy grew from 61 billion US dollars to around 64. That was around 21% growth in 3 years. When we took over, the GDP of Kenya was around 114 billion US dollars. The projection up to end of 2025, it will be 131 billion US dollars. That is 14.9%. Now, to bring it home in terms of, we use NEC exams, you can times by 2 for us to have the mental comparison in terms of NEC. It means President Kibaki's 3 years, if you times by 2, is 72%. You tell me what NEC says about 72%, what grade it is. 21% of President Uhuru is around 42%. If you times by 2, if you times 14.9% by 2, it is apartly 29%. You tell me what grade that is in terms of, it's an F. It's an F. Is that what, Jeff? Please, I said it's an F. So what I'm trying to say here, we all want Kenya to progress, and that is why we keep on giving alternative voices. But for Kenya to progress, we have to start on the basis of reality and truth. So that when we tell Kenyans we are going this direction and the economy is growing, I don't need to buy a Tarubeta. Even whispers will speak loud. That is why I'm disappointed.
Okay, Babu. Same thing with you and ODM. You seem to be very close to, you're Baba's boy. Baba, there's never an occasion where you got up and didn't praise Baba to no end. And yet, you're still outside the tent, man. What's up?
Jeff, I must tell you that deep down my heart, I love Baba and I still love Baba. Actually, Baba, there's no any other leader in this country that I
Thank
love.
you so much, Mr. Amanyala, Alan from Germany. Thank you so much, Mr. Amanyala, Germany from Germany.
80 constituencies out of
Thank you so much, Germany. Really good that and what's so much now? What we are doing that
disappeared with me for
what's next now? What's left
because of the love that I had for Baba.
What next?
We were beaten at